So anyways, oh, I should change the number. After a 40-minute VOD. I hate that. Hate that. Oh, dude, I need to make Sis make Tony's chocolate stuff more often. Story negative 21? What? What? Oh, God, I don't even remember. Where was that? I know what that is. I'll tab it up later. I don't care right now. Thank you for being part of the show, Blue Dragon. I will jot this down for a few things. Blue Dragon. Legacy of Goku. Mega Man. Battle Network. Dual Hearts. And not Enter the Dragonfly. That would be crazy. Alright, so. Sure, I'll have a random fact. Why not? Listen, all I'm saying, Elizar, is that you're a bad. You get out there, you don't wash your hands, you don't change your shoes when you walk indoors. I know, it was Elizar. I'm even responding to Elizar.
Here we go.
Wow, that's wow, okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't feel like doing that again. No, I saw it. They haven't responded to it. 'Cause I knew in my heart of hearts. Kingdom Elizar is light. I'm out of mana. I'm out of mana. Wow. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to officially get rid of that mid-mission checkpoints positive. Which means we're now up to my favorite number of gameplay positives in the game. Zero. These are almost blind jumps. I see what you see. Just to be clear about that. Like, I'm going by what I know my jump angles are and my shot arcs are. And otherwise just kind of trusting blind instinct. It's okay, I'm good at platformers. But I want you to imagine little 11-year-old Mr. Red playing this game and somehow beating it. I think because he's technically insane and probably high. And enjoying it. Again, high. So, I don't actually know if Mr. Red was having a, what do you call that, a contact high or whatever that's called? There's a term for it. But I know people in real life whose parents will, you know, light up when their kids are around. And that's its own thing. Like, you want to do marijuana, I don't care that much. Maybe don't do that. This is a random thought, really. Oh man, look at all that increase in health. Worth it. Smoking was way more common, and arguably more harmful. Yeah, so, by the way, remember when I got rid of that checkpoint positive? This is at the beginning of this entire encounter. Anyways. So remember, any mistake means redoing this entire section. In fact, I think we could argue for a negative to checkpoints. Yeah, so I know you weren't literally high, Mr. Red, but you were high. Something was fundamentally wrong with you. And it's called being British. I'm so sorry, Mr. Red. The test results are in. You're British. Okay. I mean, as we'll see when we get to the NES and SNES blocks, I have played many terrible games. I have not beaten most of them. I never beat Less of the Unlikely. I never beat Seventh Saga. I didn't have a point? Where do you get? What are you talking about, Ozer? Oh, yeah. Sorry, yes. Maybe don't smoke marijuana around your undeveloped children. That was the point. I'm not sure what to do here. Yeah, definitely don't smoke cigarettes around kids. If there's one and only good thing I will give my mother, as a mother, it's that she quit smoking when she had me. Until I was about 10, I want to say. Then she couldn't stay quit. Or didn't stay quit, or however you want to think of that. What am I supposed to do here? Like, even if I do this, it doesn't change anything. He's immune to attacks. Yeah, no kidding, Luke. Yeah, I'm gonna go and be honest, I'm actually not really in favor of marijuana overall. Just personally, right? Not my thing, not interested, it's gross, smells bad, and I don't like mind-affecting drugs. But I have, like, no problem with someone smoking up, or toking up, or boking up, whatever the hell the terminology is. That's fine, do whatever. Smoking cigarettes can go directly to hell. Cigarettes are a goddamn cancer. Like, yeah, cigarettes are evil. The Water Dream, I think? Water Cave? Yeah, this is... I'm gonna pull up a walkthrough. I don't know what to do here. So yeah, that is a bit of a spoiler, Adventures, but the long and the short of it is, we didn't kill Salhadar in the raid. And that's your answer. Okay, so Ice Cave is apparently what this place is called. Oh my god. Really? 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 Okay, okay. So only one attack interacts with this enemy. And this is just another example of how this game did not have any QA testing whatsoever. You ready for this? I missed, too. Of course I did. There we go. That's what's required. That's what you have to do. Wow. And now here's a boss. Hi, a boss. Can I help you? The number of games that get more tolerable the moment you add a walkthrough is not insurmountable. Or not insubstantial. Excuse me, why did I say insurmountable? Can I help you? I do not, Kid Viper. As you say, it's just a genre that has absolutely no interest for me. I'm sure it'll be a perfectly good and interesting game. I just kind of don't care. I have not played Jak 2. I will this year, though, if everything goes according to plan. So that'll be fun. Yeah, if your game needs a walkthrough, you've done something wrong. That's why that's a negative. One down. Jesus Christ. By the way, believe it or not, we're actually closing towards the end of this game, according to the walkthrough I just looked up. So that's nice. That's good. Hopefully, Giga. Yeah. Let me give some negatives for no particular reason. I hope so, D20, but I doubt it. I mean, every now and again you see an indie game that does some cool stuff like that. Tunic, right? But even Tunic was kind of an asterisk. It'll be great. I can't wait, Chill Penguin. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna sit there and just be flexing. Yeah. Yeah, for hours. Yeah. Yeah. No. Does anyone do that? Just flex? What the? Oh, I think I accidentally hit R2. Yeah, I think I accidentally hit R2. Spyro's just like, screw it! I hate this room! Look, R2 is one of the best characters in Star Wars. I don't even want to hear it. Consistently good characters in Star Wars. Could you shut up, please? Thank you. God damn. Can't center my thoughts for 5 seconds. You know what I have to say about that? Just listen to this music. Drift you to sleep, Evo. Hear it in your nightmares. Okay. Good night, Evo. Get some good rest. Listen, D20. Sometimes, some games are brave. Some games need to be stronger than other games. The biggest games, the best games. And those games, they need to prove. They need to prove. Just how amazing they are. It was the best of games. It was the worst of games. Truly, the worst of games. Ah. I think so, Wolverine. Can someone check how many negatives did we give the first game on the story axis? 51. Yeah. How many gameplay negatives do we give the first one? $73. It won't be worse. This will score better. I think you're right. I think you're right, Giga. I think I'm wrong and worthless. I am sorry, Giga. If I was a better person, then none of this would actually be an issue. But unfortunately, I am powerless, pointless, and insignificant. No one and nothing cares about me. When I die, no one will even notice because no one ever bothered to acknowledge that I existed when I was still there. And that's something I've just kind of come to grips with. Why is this the same damn puzzle we just had in the water thing? Why is he... Okay. I never actually got to play Minecraft Dungeons, no. There we go. Yeah, we're still fighting the IKEA monsters. I'm never touching this game again. I'm never touching this game again. Ever. I swear to God. I want you to know, Mr. Red, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way. This game pushes up against the boundaries of acceptability for review. Because, and I realized this last night as I was jotting down some negatives and typing up my thoughts in more cohesive format. I was getting bored typing up my own negatives because I was just started repeating myself. And then this is bad, 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 and then this is bad. And at a certain point in time, it's just like, okay. Like, yeah, the bots all died. That's a valid point. I should fix that. Yeah, no, exactly. This is why I generally don't review shovelware. It's like I was saying yesterday. At a certain point, you're just giving a negative to everything in the game, and at that point... in these two games so far, yes, Tier. Listen, I'm very angry with you, Mr. You can tell by the terrifying horror in my voice. Secret of the Stars was close to shovelware, but truthfully, no. Interestingly enough. Secret of the Stars was what happens when you tell someone to do something they have no idea how to do, give them no backing and support to do it, and then walk away patting yourself on the back. Yeah, no, like, you notice these reviews, I keep having to chop down the actual time of the run, because I keep having to pause to type up more negatives. Speaking of... I don't know. What do you think? Do we think, like, the Zelda CDI games count as shovelware? It's an interesting question. Because they fulfill some of the requirements.
Onwards to battle!
Yeah, I feel like Zelda CDI is close to shovelware, but it doesn't feel like it really fits that particular category. Yeah, but in case you missed that, because the platforming in this game is made by monkeys... Oh my god, that explains everything, actually. What happened there was I made the jump, and then the physics kept me going, and I slid right off. I was not holding forward, if it's not obvious. You like how tight the timing is on this, by the way? And you hear what's coming. What? 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 Oh, that's fair. I'll actually give it that. It probably wants me to use the time thing. Oh my god. Okay, okay, okay. Look, Elijah Wood was just having a really bored day in the sound booth and decided to unwind for a minute. And you know, I never thought I'd grow to hate Frodo, but... like, I'm gonna start rooting for the frickin' Nazgul at this point. Like, every time I rewatch that film, I'm gonna be like, die! Die, you little... Can't believe that counted, honestly. Do it, Gollum. The Ape King? Well, let's see. So far, he's shown up in exactly 2 cutscenes. And that's what I think of him so far. He has had slightly less character time than Cinder, who, by the way, is up to 3 cutscenes now. How are you supposed to fight these guys? Nope. The fire spirit's weak to fire. I don't know what I was thinking. Of course the fire spirit's weak to fire. Guess what the ice spirit's weak to? Damn it, Omega Legion. Stop knocking out my power. Okay, fair, Blade 12. That's true, Mad Overlord. And that's why you fight Earth with Earth, Wind with Wind. Or I guess that's electricity with electricity. Whatever. Next. Oh my god. Ugh. And I'm out of mana. The worst elemental weakness. No, I'm sure I've seen worse somewhere, but honestly, I'm not coming up with it right now. I require more mana. Don't you, barbarian? Shut up. By the way, these guys are weak to their element too. Oh my god, Omega Legion, you have no idea. I gave one jump 6 negatives, and even as of this moment in time, I'm debating putting it up to 9. You know how I've started summarizing this stupid jump? So, you know I'm a speedrunner, right? Like, I'm not a great speedrunner, but I am a speedrunner, especially platforming games, right? The amount of bullcrap I had to pull is speedrunner tech. I had to min-max and hyper-optimize input in order to make this one jump. Just to make the jump at all. Just to make the jump possible. I think it was Lord Harriman mentioned in chat something that stuck with me there, too. It was like, this is the kind of thing, when I described what it involved, this is the kind of thing that you would have to do to skip the jump in another game. Like, that's the trick you do to save 30 seconds by not doing a section of the stage, right? This is great puzzle design, by the way. Oh. Why do this? Why make them move so fast? Why make them move erratically? Why make them run away from you? Why make them completely immune to everything? Why make you have to do your slowest possible attack in order to hit them? Why do this? Is it because you hate life? Is it because you hate joy, peace, happiness, anything good in the world? Yeah, like, what's really funny, I was actually thinking about this, too, last night. I could see this game as being a solid, like, -30. Which, I'm going to be honest, is not a big positive, but hear me out for a second. If this game, we were talking about the minimum change game. Ross even asked me, what's my one change for this game? I'll tell you what my one change is for this game. Have a QA team. And, you know, give them a month to go through, because almost everything, I've been thinking about this, almost every negative I've given, with one almost always tiny change, it's not an issue. You remember that speedrunner jump? Increase the timer by 2 seconds. Or actually 5, I think would be much more reasonable. There you go. Done. The 9 negatives suddenly becomes a 0. Just like that. Just by doing one extremely minor change that any QA worth their damn would have immediately noticed, right? Yeah, it's just one part of a boring level. Done. It's an easy fix. All of these issues are easy fixes. You see these giant golem dudes of death? Make them severely weak to their element. They make their knockdown last more than 20 seconds. And reduce their health by 75%. Make it so the health upgrades actually noticeably increase your health by a huge portion. By, like, double. I don't mean double what they do. I mean they double your health bar. Like, there's so many ways this could have been relatively easily fixed. How about retain the checkpoint system from the first game? Oh yeah, speaking of, to answer you, Omega Legion. Check it out, here's our breath attack. That's Earth Breath now. Twitch is not exactly a great company, but then again, every company sucks, right? But Twitch is owned by Amazon. Amazon ain't great. Yeah! Yeah. You're supposed to flail. It actually tells you to do this. Use it like a flail. The Earth Breath is supposed to be a flail. Isn't that great? Here's another small change I was thinking about. So let me explain how these guys suck, and I've already given them a negative for it, right? So you fight them, okay, whatever. And then they drop their heads, and that's your puzzle item. Here's the thing. After 4 seconds, it explodes. At which point, then another one respawns, and now you gotta do that all over again. Get rid of the timer. Or make it way more reasonable than 4 seconds. You see what I mean? One extremely easy to program change. And again, the kind of thing that a QA tester would have caught instantly. And boom, it's fixed. I mean, honestly, Lunar, that is how it feels. I think it's just untested. Again, this game had, at most, 9 months of development time. So I'm pretty sure the devs just jotted down whichever values they thought were the best off the top of their head. And, well, I don't want to spoil too much of what I'm going to talk about during the next stream, the next game stream, but let's just say that every piece of evidence I have found has indicated that Chrome were really, really sick of working on Spyro. So they probably just wanted to crap this out the door and get on with it. And remember, they were basically going without pay while doing all of this. So, you know, that's also cool.
Here we go.
It doesn't work that way, Elizar, but either way, let's assume that Ko-Fi is actually a streaming site, which it's not. But let's just assume it is for a second. The answer is no. Like, if you want to shovel out a few dozen $1 million for me to switch off of Twitch, I'm down. But that's how much that would cost, because at that point, you're basically asking me to kill my career. You're asking me to stop having a job. There is no better than Twitch. Doesn't exist. Even if there was better than Twitch, it would be risky to switch to it. But there is no better than Twitch. That's just where we're at. Why, Omega Legion? Isn't this so much better than having a shotgun? I mean, why use a shotgun when you can use something more fantasy-y? Like a flail, yeah! Look at how much more fantasy-coded this is. That's true, Omega Legion. I could. I'd lose my entire audience. But, you know. I could stream for no reason. Why not, Mr. Ed? Come on. Yeah, as of this moment in time, Pornhub continues to be the only remaining viable alternative streaming to YouTube and Twitch. And that is legitimately pathetic, but whatever, that's the world we live in. Cinder so far has had exactly 3 scenes, Chopanga. We are in the worst timeline. Just gonna spoil that for you. That weasel, he knew what he was doing. He gave his life to ensure that we were in the worst timeline. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Did you see the timing on that? Excuse me. I can't add any more gameplay negatives. Oh, speaking of which, I need to add a few more gameplay negatives. Thank you for reminding me. Elizar, I'm gonna chop you off, okay? No offense, for real. But trust me when I say there is no alternative. If something happens to my Twitch setup, then I'm going to switch to YouTube. And YouTube is already a noticeably and demonstrably worse platform to stream on. If something then happens to my YouTube, there is nothing else. Yeah, the YouTube chat is awful. YouTube moderation is awful. YouTube options are non-existent. There's a built-in delay on YouTube because they run it through an extra filter because of how they do their transcoding. So, you know, if I was to clap my hand here, there's a decent chance one of you heard that within about 5 to 6 seconds, right? On YouTube, the minimum delay time you're going to see, and I mean minimum, is close to 30. And yeah, YouTube would also make me 100% reliant on donations, which I'm not going to lie, I already make most of my money through donations, but if I just stopped making that Twitch money, like that's several $100s a month that is gone. That's not an easy ask, right? Like, I'm sorry, a few $100 a month is a lot of money to me. That would not be pleasant. And that's ignoring the fact that YouTube is constantly finding new and innovative ways to suck more. Perfect. Yeah, there's a reason you have heard every single YouTuber in the history of the ever constantly say, please support me on Patreon. It's because that's how they eat. That's how they pay bills. So speaking of the timers being wrong again, by the way, did you catch that? So, you may or may not be aware of the fact that I actually looked into OnlyFans, because I looked into everything. And you know what's really funny about OnlyFans is their back end is tremendously terrible. So they have support for things like video hosting, but those video files need to be either extremely small, or you need to be okay with having the kind of download speed you would expect from the high-end, cutting-edge technology of 1995. Like, I'm shocked that that site does any business. I admit I actually like the idea of supporting a porn star personally, rather than having to rely on something like Pornhub, which has all kinds of its own issues. But then again, I think that's just me being pro-worker in general again. Like, what would you rather? Support an indie dev or a AAA company? It's a no-brainer, right? Like, what would you rather have? A mom-and-pop burger or McDonald's? I mean, again, that's sort of my point in general, Kid Viper. Like, I don't want to be whatever about it, but I think that applies in most industries. I would much rather support someone working on their own, you know, on their own auspices, being paid directly by the people they're supporting, or being supported by, rather than basically any other option. How did that miss? How did that miss? Look, if GTA has taught me anything, the really good drugs come from the mom and pop shops. I'm leaning towards no, Elizara, but that's an ass statement of ignorance, so let's call that by ear. We'll get to that when we get to that. Listen, you've never seen crystal meth this blue or whatever. You've never seen Spyro this purple. Homegrown Spyro. Oh, I want to... This is... Yes! Omega Legion. Yes. Yeah, we'll get there when we get there, Elizar. That's what it means. Yep, there's a third one. Rotten hell. Alright, who's ready for a scintillating boss fight? Do you get it? Because it's the lightning. Because it's a lightning boss. And... anyways. I'm gonna laugh if we have another one of those 2D bosses after this. I've already had like 5 of them, and every single one of them sucked. Probably because delves are some of the best content WoW has had in decades, Liverith. That's not even a joke. Delves are good top to bottom. They're good conceptually, they're good for group content, they're good for solo content, they are rewarding, and delves individually are very well designed. They're also short enough that they can be denser. There's a lot of design that goes into delves. So, yeah. Delves are awesome. Any bets that the labyrinth is going to be on that island, Mook? We were talking about that last night. What are delves? So there's a lot that goes into delves. So the closest summary I could possibly give you is they are micro dungeons that can be played from anywhere between 1 and 5 party members, and they have multiple difficulties, usually from 1 to about 10. That's a very dry explanation, but trust me when I say it really is some of the best content WoW has ever come up with. It is shocking how good they are. I'm actually pretty sure Variety Dungeons took from delves. Not a dig, by the way. More cross-pollination is a good thing. Yes, Darth Vader would go into Spyro, and Spyro would be like, "Man, who's this loser? I'm gonna show him exactly what I think of his shiny metal dome." Boosh! And then Darth Vader would kill him. Hang on. Here, have some more desolation. I gotta write some notes down. Because I know how to voice act, Giga. I've been doing it since high school. Okay. I've been acting since before then. Elijah was gonna sue me. No, he's gonna tase my butthole. Points if you get that. I'm an adult, Valerian. That would not surprise me, Blade Javal. I unironically love that song. I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. I love that song. I actually don't like most of his stuff, but that song, oh my god. My dad's not a phone! Duh! Okay, okay. Does Star Wars have dragons? Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, no. Sorry, I had it on random. You don't want to know. Okay. You don't want to know. I saw that movie in the theaters with my girlfriend, actually. The only theater, it's the only movie date we ever had was that movie. Oh, okay. Dude, Stick of Truth was legit. Okay, so a boss fight with invuln phases I consider good or decent. Actually, it's funny. Most bosses have invuln phases. Um, they just... a good boss fight will give you something to do during an invuln phase that's interesting or engaging or helps you set up for the next phase or whatever. A really good fight will make it so that you... It's on the player's... it's in the player's hands. It's the player's decision when the invuln phase ends, right? You decide when you break their invuln, and then you build a vuln phase. So there's actually plenty of bosses that do invuln phases right. Usually, when most of us, myself included, say invuln phase, what we mean is, all right, put the controller down for a moment. Because the boss is like, you can't stop me. Flex, flex, flex. And of course, then there's the really irritating invuln phase fights where, like, if you were to look at a timeline, they spend this much time invulned and then this much time being vulned, and that's just really frustrating. Yeah, like the concept itself isn't really the issue. It's the implementation, as with so many other things. Anyways, let me play something that isn't Team America. Someone do me a favor. Please link Giga a YouTube link to that song so she can enjoy that song in its entirety. I'm not going to play it on stream because I'm pretty sure it's copyrighted. But, yeah. Notes. Let me type up notes. By the way, I'm jumping off the guessing game really soon. Just as a heads up. Thank you, Loner. Double checking to make sure that's right. Yeah, that's the one. That's the right one. There is one dungeon after this. We'll see how long it takes. What you think the final golden number will be, Rama? I mean, crate dragons kind of count, but no. And we don't have traditional dragons in Star Wars. Other than Darth Vader, obviously. That's right, Star Wars does have space whales, which are still stupid, it's worth noting. I mean, it could be worse. I'm gonna stop that joke there. Hi, everybody. Sorry. Why bother, Mr. Red? What would I upgrade? What would it do? You know what? Let's upgrade the Earth Breath. It was so worthwhile in the first game. Omega Legion, this is for you. I'm going to upgrade the Earth Flail. Just for you. I'm going to dump all my experience on it. I just said no, Elazar. Sorry. I thought you heard me. Alright, but you are correct. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's upgrade. Well, let's do this. Alright, that was all of the experience we've garnered in the entire game. Ready for this? There it is. This is going to make it all worthwhile. Behold!
Hold on. I think we found it. Hello? Is anyone there?
Hey, if there is, could we, not wake it up? Because everything we've met so far has tried to kill us.
Expose your heart to summon ghost. Then face alone what you fear most.
I knew it. This place wants us dead. We should have turned back while we had a chance.
I need to do this, Sparks.
Yeah? Go ahead. Expose your heart and see what happens.
We did it and slayed the princess. It worked out great. We need to show her our heart.
You can't leave me behind in the wacky moon temple with all the whispering walls and the crawly thingies. They want to make me part of their freak show.
I mean, this is... I don't know. What do y'all think? Should we follow Mr. Red's suggestion? Vote from the crowd. Should we kill Cinder? Who's on fire for some reason? Oh, sorry, she is fire. Never mind. Wait, now she's Earth. Earth Cinder. So let me explain why the increased range is actually not only a bad thing, but, or it's not a good thing, but it's actually a bad thing. So the only thing that does damage on the Earth Breath is the flail itself, not the chain. Meaning, it can only be used at further range and not in close range. So anyways, yeah, time to fight Cinder again. Who doesn't even seem to have elemental weaknesses. Like, look at that. That's doing nothing to her. Nothing! Look at that! To be clear, the intended strategy here is to not melee her at all. The intended strategy is you're supposed to stay at range and use whatever weaknesses she's weak to this very second. So now we go over here, got these. Thanks, dude. Whoa there, whoa there. Whoops. I mean, I'm not going to consider it for purposes of review, Mr. Red. I've already decided that. So that's kind of a, you know, do you want to show it off on camera? That's really the only question there. And I'm going to make you decide, because this isn't your run. It's Valerian's. Valerian! Valerian. And Chill Pangolins. She's actually taking no damage now. Alright, whatever. And you go.
You go first. Ooh, what's this? I think it's a magic wishing lamp. Hello? Genie? You in there?
This is incredible. The entire history of the dragon race. It looks like it's all here.
And now it's on fire.
It is. Well, most of it.
Did you hear that? It spoke to me!
The records in this hall date back to the beginning of time. Nearly.
The Chronicler.
Yes, Spyro, it is I. And I've been waiting for you.
Oh, well, I hope we didn't keep you waiting too long. We got a little held up back there with the, well, you know, Riddles of Doom!
It was a necessary evil. I had to be sure, Spyro. I haven't had any visitors in my solitude for over 1,000 years.
Shocker! Try getting rid of the psychedelic dragon outside.
You've been here for that long?
Oh, yes. But I have my books, and I watch and wait, and listen for things to come, and then add them to the books of time. You are also written in the books, though many pages are still left incomplete.
I am? Can I see?
Of course you can. This one is yours. Look. seen this hideous creature before.
Why is he in my book?
It was Gaul who led the raid on the temple the night of your birth, when Ignitus rescued your egg.
And when they took Cinders.
Yes, that was most unfortunate. Oh, and look, here is little Sparks.
Hey, nobody needs to see that. Ever.
Wait, can these books tell the future?
In parts, though just glimpses of the future, really.
Then I want to know what will happen to Cinder.
Spyro, you don't know.
Please! I must know.
He's the only female dragon around. Give me a break.
Hers is a darker tale. Spyro, you must understand, when she was taken by Gaul, she was poisoned and corrupted, made to do the Dark Master's bidding. Her entire life has been spent in shadow. She knows no other way. And when the Dark Master returns, she will concede. No one can resist the temptation. Not even the strongest among us.
I don't believe that.
Spyro, let me tell you another story.
Ooh! Can I pick the story this time?
There was once a dragon, long ago, whose raw power was far greater than anyone had ever seen or could imagine. At first, he mastered fire, which was odd because he was not a fire dragon. Then came ice and wind and other abilities none thought possible. Is this story sounding familiar?
It was a purple dragon. Like me.
The first purple dragon. In the beginning, he was encouraged, and secrets of elemental mastery were passed on to him willingly by the elders. But his power was limitless. It knew no boundary. He consumed everything. When he would not stop, he was cast into exile. And from his new fortress within the mountain, he built an army, not of dragons, but of apes, and taught them to artificially harness the power of the gems, our life force.
You're talking about the Dark Master.
Yes. And in his dark seclusion, the sheer weight of his malice cracked the very foundation of the mountain, splitting the earth, creating a pit of despair, where the lost souls of this world could reside.
The Well of Souls.
Created by the very beast who now seeks to escape it.
But you said that the eclipse would only allow the spirits to escape for a short while.
Yes, but if there was ever a spirit powerful enough...
Then how do we stop it?
There is no stopping it. It has been written.
Then why have you called us here? I don't understand.
To ride out this storm, where you'll be safe. Live to fight another day.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
What about the others? What about their safety?
I fear the worst for the others.
And Cinder? Am I supposed to sit here and do nothing while she joins them?
Let me field this one. Yes!
No. You keep talking about choosing a path. But what about Cinder? She was never given a choice. I have to try. I'm going, and you can't stop me.
Then, I won't. Young dragon, I've waited far too long to watch you leave here stricken with grief and doubt. You'll need a clear mind and a pure heart if you are to withstand the evil that consumes that place.
I know this is not the path you would choose for me, but I have to walk my own path and do what I know is right.
So be it, Spyro. I will show you the way, but you must hurry. The dark hour of the eclipse is near, and haste will be your only ally.
All right, then. Well, just so I know why I died, the plan is to wander into the land of darkness to face an army of evil creatures that will want to kill us so we can try to rescue another evil creature that has already tried to kill us? I'm pumped. Let's do this.
Sparks. You don't need to come with me. I won't think less of you if you stay behind.
No way! And miss the opportunity to live out my worst nightmares? Yeah, boy. What am I saying?
Well, that's interesting. Oh, God, and more flashing lights. Flashing lights warning. So, hey, some of you... nobody commented on this. Some of you may have noticed I made a note in the review document called Under Trash. So... last night... It's okay. Everyone look away the screen. I'll suffer. Everyone stop watching. This is a pretty bad flashing lights warning. Last night I was talking about this game, and I was trying to explain, like, in detail how bad it was. And it's one of those situations where if you try to just say, oh, it's a bad game, people are like, yeah, they don't get it. They don't understand. Most people, in my experience, do not understand how far down games can get, right? How much further down the well we can dig.
I remember my training.
They hear bad game, and what they mentally process is bad game. We are several steps below bad game. Yes, I did. Thank you, Melker. I got it in the middle of that thing, and I put it for Trails of Crossbow, Rayman Legends, and Cyberpunk. Thank you, Melker Blade, very much. So, no, it's okay. I did get it. I did it. Yeah, me. I have to review it. I have to keep playing this terrible, terrible game. This is my job. So, I'm sitting here like, okay, cool. Yeah, all right. I'll keep playing. And I have discovered so much further down that things can go. Like, I remember when I thought Quest 64 was one of the worst games I'd ever played. And those were innocent, simpler times. I remember when I thought Mega Man X7 and Devil May Cry 2 were the worst games ever made. Oh my god. And I bring this up because we were discussing it, and one of my friends actually slipped. She said something. I forget what she was trying to say, but she made a mistake and actually called it Under Trash, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's it! That's perfect." And she's like, "No, I was trying to say this is under like this is trash. It's a trash game." I was like, "No, this is it. That's the new term." That is what this particular level of bad gets. That is what we're at when we reach the point of this type of game. This is under trash. Now, I was asked a very fascinating question in the middle of the cutscene, and I've been thinking about it. So you have to start a new franchise, preferably a good one, based on Sparks, just in this game. So what do you do to make Sparks worth a damn? Just in this game. Now, I actually had a thought almost immediately there. How are you supposed to do that, I wonder? Yeah, it's just a hit scan. Screw you. Screw you. Make him mute. Maybe make him lose his voice. But no. In other words, oh, Dragon Time. But how would Dragon Time help? Hang on. How would Dragon Time help? I can't even... Oh, it looks like it has a reacquisition time. Okay, never mind. So... I would have Sparks broken. And I want to stress...
Do something.
I want to stress, I don't mean that because I hate Sparks or anything like that. I mean, I would have him as a character be broken. That he's snarking and laughing and everything's funny, and then something real happens. And it actually happens. It's not one of those, oh no, I think you might have been crushed by a bell situations. No, like something legitimately horrible happens. He makes a joke about it. The actually bad thing actually sticks, and it hits him. And it smashes him right in the face, and he's just like... And there's one of those things you've probably heard of in distant stories, where he has moments of self-reflection, right? Where he thinks about what am I doing? How am I dealing? Well, but and he can't process it. He doesn't have the emotional maturity. And then I would have him have an arc of trying to pull out of that. In fact, I would even get to the point where he actually continues to be snarky, but, in a way that's well written and actually funny, and for a very different reason, rather than just because he's a dick, because he's a child, more accurately. I would make it so that he continues to snark and joke and laugh as, like, some kind of interestingly weird tribute to his dead parents. So instead of being just a mask, it's now a part of who he is. And he owns that. He owns that and makes it a part of himself. Yeah, kind of like Dante, actually, Although Dante is severely depressed, so let's not do that. I actually do Omega Legion. Sorry, I wanted to answer the other question first. Stop doing that. Get back here, enemies are still not fun, game. They never have been. I don't think this will reach bottom 5 territory. Yeah, exactly, Hardball One. You get the general archetype I'm kind of going for here. By the way, I want to hear something funny, Omega Legion. I'm basically stuck using this flail now as my weapon because it's the only one I leveled, and I'm out of experience, and we're on the last stage. So this is my life now. Oh, goody. The last stage involves fighting endless waves of monkeys over and over. I've never seen that in one of these games before. So, to be clear, the first Well of Eternity didn't almost destroy the world, but otherwise, yes, it was our. Everything else is correct. I mean, you say that, Melkor Blade. Do me a favor and type !bottom really quick. Now, you may or may not notice the game in the number 5 slot down there. Okay, for real game, stop having the melee enemies teleport away. They're melee. They have to be in melee of me to hit me. Why are they teleporting away? It's just more complicated than that. I don't want to get into it. Okay, so I promised I'd talk about Purple Dragon stuff. I'm just gonna move on. So this game sucks. But if you were going to try and make some kind of a serious take on a story, stating that purple dragons are a mutation, which I agree with, are a mutation of existing dragons, and that mutation enables them to work with all the elements simultaneously, which is the unique thing. And then stating that the big ultimate villain in the backstory was also a purple dragon. That's kind of an interesting plot beat. Like, automatic comparison between the hero and the villain, explanation of how the hero is able to do a lot of what he's able to do. Red herring prophecy, yeah. Completely throws the whole prophecy thing out the window. In a good way, too. Because the idea then, if you think about it, the implication is that the prophecy was just people being wigged out about the Dark Lord of Evil Darkness, who was a purple dragon. And so just being a purple dragon kind of became a thing that became vilified. And then vilified turns into myth, and myth turns into legend, and now everyone's like, yes. You get the idea. Oh, I'm gonna like this, I can already tell. Can you not? Thank you. Have I mentioned how much I love the fact that you don't have the ability to turn around in midair? That's great. I mean, I'm not sure I'm going to give it a positive. It's just the closest thing I've seen to an interesting story in the entire game, so... Make that what you will. See, where on the ground you could turn around on a dime, but in the air you have this slow turn arc. What do you want me to do here, game? Other than die, do I just have to do it quicker? Is that the solution?
Why don't you try shooting some magic out of your face?
Okay, surely this isn't the way forward. Yeah, I see a feather up there. Okay, I'm going up the wrong tree. Let's see. After that's one speed run jump. I don't even know at this point. Let's see what else we got. I mean, I could break the thorns. It's good thinking. Oh my god, someone look up. Has this game ever been run at a GDQ? Yeah, the snow and the flashing lights are not helping anything. This can't be it. Oh, I bet you I know what it wants from me. I bet you I know what it wants from me. That's bullcrap. Alright, hang on. Let's pop a save state while we're here. It is time slow, but it's kind of worse than that. So hang on. Because what it really wants me to do is just not be able to turn around. Oh my god, that's what I'm talking about. You can't turn around in midair. It is so frustrating. Hi, Takoida. And, of course, I missed the jump immediately. So I'm trying to do it as quickly as I can here. Flashing lights warning, by the way, Takoida. And anybody who pops in. I need to repeat that as people stream in. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. I hate this game. 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 Land. Ugh, there. That's what it wanted me to do. God, I barely managed that. Yeah, why do the time slow powers also slow you in a rate that isn't, like, equally slowing? If you don't know who Platy is, Elizar, I'm afraid I have to uppercut you. Whoa, there we go. Okay, we're good. This game was done in 27 minutes and 55 seconds at AGDQ 2022. Hold up. I expect everyone to know everything, Benoit and I, or else uppercuts. Wait, that means I have to uppercut myself. Damn it! Alright, hang on. Let me uppercut myself. It's gonna be hard to do, but I'm gonna manage, by golly. Nope, 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 and death. How far back are we going? Okay, it's not as bad as that could be. Have I mentioned how extremely difficult it is to see what I'm doing whenever I do these ice sections? Have I talked about that? Because it's really hard to see what I'm doing when I'm doing these ice sections. That's a good point. I am uppercutting myself by playing this game. Dude, Tyson was a machine, and yes, I have seen him. Not in person. Not in person. But I got into boxing when Tyson was still active, so... Yeah, peak Tyson was terrifying. The Dynamite Kid, they called him that for a reason. I mean, Tyson really only had one weakness, and it was the weakness that got him exploited and got his famous laws. Stamina, if you're wondering. He would come out swinging so hard and so fast that he would be pouring all of himself into the first minute of a fight. And there's a reason why when they made him a boss in an NES game, he spends the first minute of the first round, non-stop doing attacks that can one-shot you. By the way, hi, Digital Dridden. I haven't played the third game, for record. Hopefully I'll start it today. We'll see how long this final dungeon takes me. I don't know. Do we have any other... Mana, we could upgrade a little bit? Sure, let's upgrade fire. Why not? There we go. And we're drained. That's it. We're done on upgrades. Hope you liked that. Nobody counts that, Milker Blade. Yeah, like getting his jaw shattered. Most amusing thing Jake Paul's ever done. So let's see. I mean, most people agree Muhammad Ali is the best boxer we've ever had. And it's kind of hard to argue. But it's one of those weird asterisks, right? It's like, who's the greatest general in history? We don't know. They're so spread out, and like the sport, the tactics, the technology, the times, the culture are so different that at that point you're just kind of going with whichever one is your favorite. No judgment. But that's just kind of how it works. I think if Prime Tyson managed to get hits in, he would knock out Ali. If Ali managed to endure, Ali would win. I think that's how that would go. Like, Prime Tyson gets his hits in, that's it. Bam, done, gone. Yeah, exactly, Kid Viper. Oh, hang on, I leaned on the controller again. Sorry, everyone. Spyro's just like, screw this game! Okay, sorry about that. Another laser eye. No. Nobody likes Spyro Reignited. Except me, obviously. Game, can I move, please? Thank you. Well, I haven't seen these enemies since the first game. I'm completely off the map with the third game. I have no idea. They switched studios. They're still running under the same general problems. And, yeah. Hang on, I'm almost getting knocked off the edge here because... well, I'd look, but I'm out of mana. Tell you what, I'll look... When do we get there? Also, Kingsfield 4. Don't forget Kingsfield 4, Ross. I don't know, I'm pretty sure Mr. Red said, listen, you don't watch Reboot. I swear I'll cut off my own pinky. At least that's what I heard. A game considered bad by consensus that you really love. World of Warcraft! I'm kidding, by the way. I'm not sure I have such a thing. Let me think about that. Let me think about that. If we're going by common consensus, WoW is not considered bad. A fairly small subset of people will constantly rant about how bad it is. And then the other several million people continue to play it. So, no, that doesn't count. No, we're talking a game that, like, if you're in gaming community, it's a game that is just kind of accepted to be bad, right? Like Final Fantasy 13. Or Metroid 1. I'm sorry, are you seriously trying to posit that Mega Man 5 is a bad game, Noctis? Also true, Spartan. Yeah, but you think Majora's Mask is bad, Ross. I mean, come on. Oh, Mega Man X5. You know? I could see that. I could vibe that. That's a little more niche than what I was generally thinking. But yeah, most Mega Man fans seem to think that, you know, X5 is trash. This really is just the first game again. It's just endless wave enemies, endless waves of enemies. Again. Yeah, I'll be completely honest. I don't like cheating for game reviews, but there's this thing called the finite amount of time in the world. And at a certain point, I have to always weigh, is it worth, you know, continuing to just mash my face into this game or not? And we decided not to. I didn't make that call. I let Chad make that call. No, 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 no! So now we get to start all over. Well, yeah, that's easy, Ross. I meant the opposite of that. Just name pretty much any beloved classic. So, okay. You see that attack that he just hit me with? This is something I've complained about the entire game, but when Spyro gets hit with a quote-unquote heavy attack, what happens is he goes through an entire attack animation, post-attack animation, during which you have no control whatsoever. It's that animation right there. You've been seeing it constantly. There it is again. And it also has a knockback component built into it. If you fall over the edge, you die instantly. Dying instantly means going back to the last checkpoint. Last checkpoint is at the beginning of the encounter. So I have to... I was actually trying to keep the fight centered, but there were just so many enemies. I just kind of got pushed off the edge before I could do anything about it. So... I got pushed off the edge and had to start over the entire encounter from scratch. I'm gonna pop a save for no reason. Yeah, this fight... Wow. I'm impressed. Like in the first game, there were fights like this, but they just were honestly boring. They didn't have that massive knockback problem. They didn't have the checkpoint issue. And the kit was more interesting. Because you had stuff like the shotgun breath. Here I've got this. 9 months, no budget, and lack of care, Mr. Red. I mean, I've said this before and I've said this again. If there's a game that's bad or whatever that you like, then more power to you. It's a game you like, and at the end of the day, that's the part that really matters, right? Oh my god, let me move. If you legitimately like Zelda 1, go for it. Okay, I'm gonna blow it here. This is what I've been waiting for. Let's see if this does something. Yeah, itch scratching is very important when it comes to games, because there's actually a very... If you look at all games, most games are pretty similar at the end of the day. Oh my god, there's another wave. I thought that was the last wave. Oh, Jesus, okay.
Come on, give me a bigger challenge.
Go to hell, Spyro! Oh, man. Yeah, so save states, we have to do that again. Holy crap. Technically yes, but on the website I try to only ever give a game one tag. Speaking of. I need to fix something really quick. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, no, I'm walking in blind to the third game. And I'm curious at this point, you know? Like, after this, oof. Under trash. There, fixed. But yeah, technically games can be plenty of things at the same time. Like, for example, a game can be a first game, a game can be coffee, a first game, coffee, and I suppose Squadrons and or Storybook all at the same time. Like, all of those, none of those are mutually exclusive, right? Wish for me, this one. I don't think it's going to score worse, but this game has been so miserable to play. And all I'm going to say is I beat the first game without cheats. Right? Got all the way through the first game, no cheats, no problem, whatever. I turned on the cheats here on the frickin' pirate ship or whatever. Or right before the pirate ship. Just... And yeah, then there's atrocity tag. We don't cover atrocity games. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. How much further do we have to go, I wonder? Let's see here. Just dodging the laser there, don't mind me.
Ah! He wants to steal my brain!
Actually, he said it's time for pain.
Really? Whew. For a second there, I thought I lost you, buddy.
Sparks, please shut up. Oh, hey, look, it's our favorite boss type in the game. It's the 2D boss. You know what? Okay, I've got one. I finally came up with one. A game that's universally considered to be a bad game that I unironically enjoy. Took me a minute. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Yeah, it's the laser, Playtable. Alright, it'll fade in a second when we get away from it. See? Now it's gone. Where am I going? Ah, there it is. Jesus. I can barely see what's going on in this game. I mean, I've reviewed Mystic Quest. It scored above 0. But that's not the point. The point is, most people, by common consensus, Mystic Quest is a bad game. Ergo, it is a game considered by popular consensus to be a bad game that I like. You are actually confusing it, but that's not your fault, Kid Viper. Also, are you from Europe? I swear I'm asking for a reason. Okay. That is true, Blatable. Okay. Well,
I'm sure you'll get it this time.
the reason I ask is Mystic Quest is actually a completely different game over in Europe. In fact, its more proper title over here is Sword of Mana, aka the first of the Mana series. Yeah, fresh reminder. The actual Mystic Quest was the first. I shouldn't have gone for that. Hang on, I'm gonna reset that. I just don't want to redo that. Fine, I'll use the time slow, I guess. I'll use the baby mode, and I'll fail anyways because I'm just that crap. Because I'm a baby. Baby mode engaged, and I started doing baby jumps. Yeah, the arc is just wrong. That's fine. We're still going up though. Oh, now we're not. There we go. Alright, where am I going? Where am I going? Ah, I see. But why? Why? Don't clip that. In case you missed that, I was holding back so hard on the jump, and I mean so hard, that naturally the controller decided to go the other direction of where I was holding. And have me fly over the edge instead. Okay. So, hang on, I need to give 2 more negatives. No, it's not what you're thinking for. It's for the freaking flash effect. Can we stop flash banging the audience, please? Story positive, story negative, gameplay positive, gameplay negative. That's how I do reviews. Rather than like an X out of 10 or whatever, I just sit down and I enumerate. By the way, we're still at a flashing lights warning. Anybody who has decided if they want to look back at the game. Good news, this appears to be the last major encounter, if the walkthrough is correct. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. Hang on. I'm wrong, I'm dumb. Just to make this point clear, the first game got gameplay positives. And so far, and I want to stress, this is not a joke. Like, this is not me trying to meme or be funny. I have yet to find a gameplay positive to this game. Yeah, I'm using Dark Spyro's guide. It's been pretty solid. Yeah, exactly, Digital Dread. It's like, yeah. It's me. It's okay, this encounter isn't as bad as the last one, because there's no pit I could fall into and instantly die. Well, that's actually not true, excuse me. There is actually a pit over there. I should shut my mouth before I get knocked into it and die and have to start over. Which one you liked the least of 1 through 5 Pixel? Okay, so I'm going to go with the typical answer and say 2. There's a game commonly considered to be bad while we're on the subject. It's an option, actually. The slowdown is a toggle. I just never turned it off. I'm surprised there's any monkeys left after the first game, to be honest with you. Like, we kind of genocided them. We killed hundreds of them. That would not surprise me. I've done a little digging into the making of this game, and near as I can tell, in addition to having no voice direction whatsoever, and having a 9-month development time, they also apparently had no QA testing whatsoever. Or if they did, it was full in-house kind of a thing. So... Sorry, I should clarify. When I say full in-house, what I mean is the developers themselves do the QA testing. And for those of you not aware of how QA testing works, the actual worst QA testers in the world are the devs themselves. If you're wondering why, it's because the devs know everything. They know what is where, they know how the game works. They know how the moves work. They know what enemies are programmed to be weak to which attacks at which time. You get my point. So, the devs are the worst possible person to do QA testing. You need someone who has not played the game before to sit down and play that game. You need someone going in blind. And you need someone who's a professional who's going to try weird, random, unusual things to try and break the game. Yeah, exactly, Kid Viper. Imagine QAing a puzzle that you made. Yeah, please treat Q&A better. Q&A is... The QA, the quality assurance team, they're so critical. And they have terrible jobs. And they're treated like trash. At most companies. I can name one company off the top of my head. Nope, that's a lie. I can name 2 that have really good, solid QA teams and treat them well and take care of it properly. One of them's Blizzard. The other one's Nintendo. Speaking of QA testing. Yeah, Blizzard at the moment, sorry. Because Microslop has been trying very hard to make them a worse company. But, as I've reported on this like 50 times recently, for those of you not aware, Blizzard finally signed a contract with the QA union. And that QA union is one of the first and largest QA unions in the world. I say recently, this is actually a couple months ago at this point.
I've got to remember my training.
No notes. No notes. And yeah, you're thinking of the European tech support team. However, that is correct. It's actually... So, the problem here is Blizzard was pretty good about most of its teams. And then it became much worse. And I mean, like, one of the worst companies for taking care of their, non-primary developers under Bobby Kotick's reign and the crony era. When the cronies were all fired for being terrible human beings and Kotick was ousted, Blizzard has been immediately turning it around and have been actually leading the industry on being pro-worker, pro-union, and pro-rights. Go figure? We'll see how long that lasts, because they are under Microsoft. Excuse me, Microslop. If Blizzard could be independent, oh my god. 7 million. And obviously, Nintendo just absolutely QA tests the crap out of their games. That's kind of their shtick. Core Nintendo, to be clear, like the actual Nintendo devs.
What is this?
It looks like the entrance to a horrible pit of despair, of which we will probably never escape. But we should probably go inside to be sure. Woo!
He's so weird.
You're welcome, Kid Viper. I don't like recommending 6 to start, because for the same reason I don't recommend you play Empire Strikes Back as your first Star Wars film, you know?
The better question is, what's that smell?
True, literal.
Purple well-played. It's fitting that you should be here tonight, as we bear witness to the dawn of a new age, and the failure of your pathetic race of dragons.
I wouldn't miss it, doll.
Then please, have a seat. Foolish dragon, you are no match.
I've made it this far, haven't I?
Yes, you have been quite elusive. Had I but known that all it would take would be your miserable amity for Cinder.
What's amity?
How tragic, really, that she should be the one to destroy you.
Ah! The nightmare never ends!
You don't need to do this, Cinder.
I know you're in there somewhere, Cinder.
Just like old times, huh, Spyro? Same as last time. Line me up with a staff.
This isn't over.
And Cinder's dead.
Don't touch him. The whelpling is mine.
Oh, this is the final boss. Okay. I'm closing the guessing sheet. Sorry, I thought we had like another thing. So, get your guesses in right now. That's some reach. Jesus Christ. I mean, Cinder, this being just Cinder's story would have worked a lot better than whatever this is. I mean, that makes sense from what you told me about WoW, too, Kid Viper. Choice paralysis, too many choices, etc. No judgment, but that's not a dig. I actually know a lot of people who have that issue. It is, near as I can tell, more normal than not. I'm pretty sure I'm the weirdo there. No, I know. This is a game. For those of you who didn't hear me already say this, all my research about this game made it pretty clear that the only reason these games even got made, well, excuse me, the second game got made, was to fulfill a contractual obligation to Elijah Wood and Gary Oldman. I can't do ults. Or magic in general, actually. You know what? I think I can live with a world where Cinder is voiced by Elijah Wood. I think I can accept that. Well, you see, after all my disparaging comments about Expedition 33 earlier this year, the French want revenge.
Your time is over, dragon.
Oh my god, it's Smithy! And he's secretly the devil! Wait, but now we're not a purple dragon! No! I guess that's true. We're kind of dark purple. Epilepsy warning. More epilepsy. Could you stop teleporting, please? Hi, TSB. How's your day going? So we have to start off from the beginning of the first phase now. Yeah, it's the last boss. Speaking of which, I need to close that freaking guessing sheet. I kept meaning to do it. So let's close that guess off, shall we? Hope you got your guesses in, because if you didn't, it sucks to be you. Probably TSB. But I know you don't understand how incredibly stupid Vivendi was at this point in time. But Vivendi was incredibly stupid at this point in time. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, Obviously, I have a bit of a bone to pick with them because they demonstrably made WoW worse, because, you know, duh. But yeah, anybody who knows anything about Vivendi knows they're not known for their intellect. Vivendi's still around. They're still a holding company. They left the gaming space a while ago. Yeah, I wonder what Chrome could have done if they were allowed to cook, you know? I'm actually legitimately curious. Like, I don't want to exactly overpraise Chrome. I don't know them as a development team that well, but I'm curious. Yeah, I never played any of the Thai, or T, or however you pronounce that, games. Correct, Omega Legion. That is correct. Oh, of course I did, Spartan. Why wouldn't I? Nothing new, by the way. Capcom did that with Resident Evil 4 Remake as well. Yeah, Capcom is weirdly anti-union. I don't know why, they just are. They're anti-union. So, when any of their voice actors are part of a union, they just say, nope. And immediately refuse to work with them. No contract, no negotiating, no debate, no nothing. You're out. Piss off. Instantly. I don't think Japan understands what worker protections mean. Like, I don't. If I pointed to a dictionary, I don't think Japan would understand what that concept is. So, I don't think there's any unions in Japan. I don't know. I really don't. I'm speaking in ignorance, but I would not be surprised if there are no unions in Japan. Yeah, by the way, do you notice the range on his freaking melee attack? I think he's breaking the definition of what melee means at this point. Jesus Christ. Are we having fun yet? know, I've been wondering that the entire game von Falkenstein. If you figure out the answer, let me know. Okay, so... Sure. I'm gonna be real, I kind of missed that that was even doing damage. It's doing so little. Look at his health bar. Look at that. Yep, this is our super ridiculously overpowered form right here. This is it. Soak it in. Enjoy it. I got physicsed!
Where are we?
Don't worry, I made a save this time.
Your time is over.
I thought I made a save this time. I swore I made a save. Did it not register it?
Your time is...
Okay, I did. It did. It's just being dumb. Okay. Hang on. There. I now have 5 saves. I love how we can just teleport in the middle of being comboed, by the way. Because what is life? So, I was trying to figure it out earlier, Mr. Red, because I was having a really hard issue getting it triggering. It turns out what you do is you tap triangle and then absolutely nothing else. If you do any other input, it screws up the attack. I suppose I should, before he physics me to death again.
What are you waiting for, dragon? Finish me! Coward.
We've turned into Solus.
What's happening down there?
Spyro? You okay, buddy? Ah!
Oh no. Spyro, stop!
Whoa, calm down, man. It's me.
I can't.
I can't calm down, Sparks. It's you.
What have I done?
You're okay, Spyro. You're with friends.
I'm sorry. I couldn't stop.
Uh-oh, that's our only way out.
Come on, now's our chance!
Just go.
Get up, Spyro! We're not leaving without you!
Usually, I would say ignore her, but she's making sense this time.
Oh no. We're trapped.
Ride out this storm and live to fight another day.
Get close to me. Now!
What? We're... What? Are we... Hmm. Oh my god. I'm gonna mute that. The last thing I want to deal with is a copyright strike on my channel just because of that stupid song. Oh my god. Yeah, so we're dead. Yay! We did it. We killed Sparks. The whole game was actually... The whole game was just a plan to kill Sparks. Really, Mr. Ed? You know me. I'm always willing to listen. You know, if you got something, I'm listening. I'm cool. We're cool. Everything's cool. I'm gonna murder you in your sleep, but after that, right? Oh, Sonic 06. That's... Shoutouts to the box on Sonic 06. For the three of you who know what that means. Dude, Silver's cool, unironically. Also, Chaos Control! Oof. No, Sonic 06. Have you ever played the fan patch? It's actually semi-recent. Because Sonic 06 is a game that was completely sabotaged, obviously. And it's another one of those games with a few little dials changed, a few little adjustments, and all of a sudden it's a great game, right? That's always frustrating. When there's a game that's like this close to being great, and you can tell. Well, listen. Sonic has finally found his one true love, Ben One Eye. No, Elizar, just this once, I'm not going to. Out of spite. Oh. Why would they have QA? I'm sure they did have some QA. I'm sure they did, right? It was green, Mr. Red. There it is. There it is. The QA teams. Here we go. John Adamson, Steven Adamson, Daniel Bose, David Burns, Scott Cameron, Nicholas Cord. These people. You didn't do your jobs. I'm kidding. What tends to happen more frequently, yeah, I noticed the night shift thing. What tends to happen, unfortunately, is the QA team will submit tickets saying, "Hey, this needs fixing, this needs adjusting, this needs adjusting," and the devs will ignore them. Yeah, no, I think the QA team just got ignored. Like this isn't even just true in game development. Speaking went back when I used to work in networking, QA would submit something and say, "Hey, this needs to be fixed here," and the devs would be like, "Yeah," and would just ignore it. Some QA teams have a severity system, right? And oftentimes only the tickets that are flagged as like absolute critical are the ones that even get looked at. Not all of them are fixed, but the devs only even look at the absolute critical tickets. That's one of the things I say. I say take care of your QA team better. Part of that is actually listening to them. That's also why I specifically mentioned both Blizzard and Core Nintendo, is because they listen. They listen to their freaking dev teams. Or their QA teams, excuse me. By the way, there's actually another developer who I know does really, really did really good QA testing? Valve. Valve has actually published like documentaries of their QA process. They go way into it.
Young dragon, all our hope now lies with you. When you wake up, it will be a different world. But know this, you are not alone. You have allies.
Who the hell's that guy? Oh god, it's Hunter! Oh god, it is Hunter, isn't it? I meant that as a snark. Listen, that cannot possibly be better. Than this. I want you to know. I want you to feel the endless terror that screams at the bottom of my heart. I am the terror that flaps in the night. I'm dating myself there. No, DBZA was referencing something else. Elizar. Wait, what's this? I've just been offered a sponsorship to play some mobile trash game for $32! Sold! And now we're playing Superman 64. This game got added to the list today, Her Royal Floofness. That's why I was making sure it worked. By the way, I love the name. God, what are these low... Speaking of Sonic 06, holy...
Wow! It's just a float, you scaredy cat. They sure do look happy, don't they, Spyro?
Wait, what? Hang on. Something really strange just happened. Hang on. Something really weird just happened. Like the game looked like it was crashing again or something. That cannot be Omega Legion. It can't. It can't. Why does this take 7 years to load? Why does this take... Still loading. There we go.
Wow! It's just a float, you scaredy cat.
One more, one more. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy. Okay, hold up. So, just for you. Just for you. Did you know that the world record speedrun for this game actually got met 2 months ago? That's how recent the speedrunning scene is there. That is the wrong document. I want you to look at the correct document. There you go. Good boy.
Spyro!
I'm already liking where this speedrun's going. This is already a good sign. Okay. Yep. No complaints. Classic momentum buffering. I love it. Oh. Okay. You like how dark it is? Sorry, that's not the word I meant to use. Do you like how quiet it is what I was trying to say. I crank this. This is max volume. I just saw flashing. There's another one. And all of a sudden, wow, 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 wow. I mean, isn't that what you do, Blade Travel? Like, you could platform on the inside of it, but honestly, you know. No, Mr. Red, don't do it. Don't add wow, 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 wow. Absolute garbage. Yep, just get under the level there. This is how you play Spyro games right here. Oh my god. Damn it, this is your fault. You know what this gameplay ratio is? Wow, 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 wow. Alright, This game is pure, is the word I would use. Only the pure of heart can play this game. What's really funny is I don't think this is going to score as badly as some of the people have guessed for the guessing game. So, like, where the hell it's going to end up, though? I have no idea. Well, I'm going to keep doing my math. It'll be boring while you enjoy this person not playing the game.
See anything, Ignitus?
Oh my god, you're right.
It was only a matter of time, Ignitus.
We'll find out, Mr. Red. Only time will tell. I'm hurrying. Well, I kind of want to start the third game today, even if it's only a couple hour shift or something like that. Lunch? What is this lunch of which you speak? Enjoy the lurkin, Digital. Wait. Curious to see how this lines up. I'm getting there, Dream Whisperer. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get a launch and leave this freaking planet. What's a phode? Well, I got this evacuation ship. Do I think the first game was made with any love? No. But that's a good point. I think I will nominate this game in particular for most by committee. We don't often get games that are by committee on this show. This might be one of the most overtly by-committee games we've played. And I would say in recent memory, but VTMB2 was just a few months ago.
What are we doing here?
Thank you. What are we doing here? Load screen.
Do not let your fire control you. I knew you'd remember. Life
I never actually played it, but I'm familiar with it. Wild game, by the way. Yeah, we all know what Gary Oldman was brought into this game to do. He was to be like, huh! Hang on, let me sit down and enumerate all the gameplay positives. Let's hear on Kid Viper. Now this might take me a while. I want to be thorough though. I want to make sure I get every single gameplay positive jotted down. So I know Quest 64 rather infamously has no positives whatsoever. I'm not sure what else.
I've seen this.
I mean, you know me, Lunarith. I am more than willing to give a game a positive or a negative, regardless of whether it's good or bad. That sentence sounds weird. Let me say that. I'll just give out positives regardless of quality. No, what I mean by that is even a bad game has good, and even a good game has bad. And I've never had any issues being like clunk based on that. But every now and again, yeah, even Starfield got positives. To put that into perspective. Frickin' Starfield. Yeah, like I said, we're plumbing new ground. Our very first under trash game. Yeah, no, I did actually give some story positives for basically for vibes, for brickwork, visuals, etc. Like, yeah, it's actually improved. The art team was allowed to cook this time around. Holy crap. I'm sorry this is taking me a minute. There's a lot of points to go through. It's going to take me a few more minutes. Usually I like to do this kind of thing off camera. I just, obviously that doesn't line up here. Three. 37 level design negatives. I have no joke to add to that. We've actually had several games with worse than that. Holy crap. Sticker Star. No shock there. Age of Empires 1. Daggerfall. Deathloop came close. Echo the Dolphin. Well, okay, so definition of story, right? To me, story is everything on the narrative axis. So what you probably mean is, did I not like the plot of A New Beginning? And no, the plot was fine. You know, dragon, coming of age story, hero's journey, 4 dudes, learn more about himself. Fight the evil dragon, turns out she's not evil. Oh no, she's cute now. Cool, right? Yeah, voice direction, voice acting, audio design, ambient sound design, visuals, vibe, all of that's story. So, to be honest, yeah, I think the first game had a pretty bad story if you count everything. Look, that's what Spyro was thinking, Metaphor, not me. And you know that's what was going through his head, too. Yeah, every time she moves, it feels like her rigging is wrong. And I don't have a better way how to put that. He was thinking with his Sparks head. I would say each of the Guardians that's not Ignitus was more interesting than Ignitus. I suppose you could say low bar, but, like, that's my point. All the other 3 were cool, right?
Swing low, sweet chair.
Sweet low, sweet chair. Hell yeah! Yeah, exactly. Ignitus is like, hi, I'm the ancient, venerated Gandalf wannabe, voiced by Gary Oldman, who sounds like he's falling asleep as he says his lines. I think the Kevin Michael Richardson one is my favorite, which I believe was green? I don't remember his name, forgive me. But, you know, the dude who gives you the earth breath. The dude is like, yeah, let's do this. I think it was Territory, yeah. So how replayable is this game, guys? What are you thinking? How yeah, they just skip right to the boss. I wish I could do that in that game. 9 positives for replayability. Hell yeah, brother! Let's do it! Let's do it! I want all of this face in my face. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking no for replayability. Alright. Do. What is different about playing as Dark Spyro, Mr. Red? Enlighten us. Better enemy variety in the first game. First game, we basically fought monkeys, what, 70% of the game? Melkor, I swear to God. Oh, building up momentum. Building. Building. Yep. And that was the stage.
Hey, try not to die again.
And there's the boss. So I got the golden number. Before we do that, let's scooch. I want to watch how he handles the final battle. Dude, the breath attacks were so much better in the first game. I mean, ignore Earth for a second. What are they thinking in this one? Yeah, so let's see how he handles the final battle. I'm actually curious. I want to watch this, and then I'll tell you the golden number. By the way, I realize this means that the speedrunner, rather than do that insane, stupid, timed great puzzle, warped through the entire world with a momentum trick. That's the speedrunner solution to that stupid puzzle. Hi, Sean. So far, this is just looking like what I did. Okay, so like anything else? No, no. No. Several minutes of just doing the exact same thing I did. That's a bad boss fight right there. When a speedrunner's solution is to stand around for several minutes waiting, just like a regular player. This is a little different than what I did. It's, I know, you're doing so little damage! Who decided that the super ultra hyper beam form right in the final boss, the last phase of the final boss, is when you should do nothing? That's your big solution. Whatever, I don't even care at this point. Final golden number. Ah, get off my screen. Get off my screen. Ah. Wait, no. Hang on. Before I give you the final number, I need to get some Spyro music going. Give me a sec here. Give me a sec. Sorry. Sorry. YouTube autoplay garbage, and the all volume was cranked. Final story score. -27. Yeah, that's not great. So yeah, that's hang on. I apparently am just so stupid today. God. There we go. That is 3.1 negatives per hour. That is a story ratio of 9.09%. Oh. It's okay, it's okay. You know what? That's better. It's better than the first game. It's cool. It's cool. All we have to do is look at the gameplay. -102. It's 11.79 negatives per hour. Which I stand behind completely, by the way. And a gameplay ratio of, say it with me, 0. Ladies and gentlemen, final golden number. Negative. $400. $60.88. I am surprised by that. I really am. Yeah. That means Von Falkenstein wins the guessing game. Congrats. Let me jot that down really quick. And that's going towards Mount and Blade 2. Phantom Brigade. And Graveyard Keeper. The third game's better, right? 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 Yeah. I'm gonna go do some paperwork, grab some lunch, and do a short second stream.